Today we're going to talk about the cloud. I'm going to cover what is it, why should I care, how could I use it, how much do I need, how much is free, and if that's not enough, how much will it cost? So to begin, what is the cloud? Well, CNN Money says the cloud simply refers to software and services that run on the internet instead of your computer. Apple iCloud, Dropbox, Netflix, Amazon Cloud Drive, Flickr, Google Drive, Microsoft Office 365, Yahoo Mail. Those are all cloud services. I like to describe it as what it really is. It is a server. A server is a computer that's specialized for storing things. And that server is in somebody's warehouse. And that somebody is offering to let you store your stuff on that server instead of in your computer. Right now, your pictures are probably stored in a folder in your computer which has other folders in it and individual pictures in it. And that's how you organize your pictures. Well, you could store that in the cloud. One example of that is OneDrive. And when I got this computer from Microsoft, Microsoft included a OneDrive place on my computer, which is actually on the internet. And that OneDrive folder has subfolders for documents, music, and pictures. Those are all empty at this time because I'm not using OneDrive as my particular piece of the cloud in which I am storing things. So, why should I care about the cloud? And how could I use it? If I'm not using it now, if I have all my stuff stored on my own computer, why should I care? Well, have you noticed that if you go to buy a new computer these days, you're likely to find less storage or more expensive computer for the same amount of storage as you used to see. The world is shifting to solid state drives in laptops and desktop computers. Here's one over here with 4 gigabytes of memory and 128 gigabytes of solid state drive. That's your C drive, but it's solid state. And even with a $200 promo code from Fry's, the price is still $400. Here's one with 320 gigabytes of hard drive, quite a bit. But this is a refurbished laptop. This is not a brand new laptop, and with a $160 promo code, it's still $139. So, if you decide that you're going to start storing some of your stuff or all your stuff in the cloud, how much storage do you need? That's the next question. And the answer depends upon what you do. Here is some of the data on how much stuff is stored in my computer and how much on my wife's computer. My computer has 222 gigabytes of stuff stored on it out of almost a terabyte of space on that hard drive. That's because even though I have a pretty small amount of documents and photos and music. I have 141 gigabytes of videos stored on that computer because every one of these mini seminars that I create gets stored on that computer, and that adds up. My wife's computer, on the other hand, only has 111 gigabytes total storage. She has only 2 gigabytes of videos. I think there are a couple of copies of a couple that I made. And she does have 18 gigabytes of photos, but that's because she's the lady in charge of being sure that we have all the photos of all of our grandkids and all our great-grandkids, and that they're all printed and put in frames and strategically placed around the house for when the children come to visit. And of course, the difference between the sum of all these things and that number there is largely due to the operating system and all the programs that you have stored on your computer. So, how do you find out what these numbers are for you? You go to File Explorer on your computer and you look at this PC and the folders underneath it. You have your documents, you have your downloads, you have your music, your pictures, your videos, and you can also look at the whole C drive. And for each one of these, you right-click on the item and you go and left-click on the properties, and it will tell you how much free space you have, how much used space you have, and what the capacity of that drive is. Write down the information and click OK. When you go to other folders, like this one of pictures, and you right-click on it and click Properties, you get a different presentation. It tells you the size here. But this is the way to gather all that information and to put it in a table the way I did. So now you have enough information about what you might need if you make a decision to put some of your stuff on the cloud, in the cloud. But you also need to know how much of that storage is going to be free. And if that's not enough, how much will it cost for more? I found a very handy place put up by CNET. And they have listed for all the ones that I think are important, and I might be wrong, you can search around yourself. There's OneDrive from Microsoft, there's Dropbox, which has been around for a while, there's Google Drive, which has been around for a while also. It used to be called Google Docs. There's a place called Box, and there's Amazon Cloud Drive. And each one of these places, they have tabulated to say, how much do you get for free? 5 gigabytes here, 2 gigabytes there. The biggest one from Google Drive, 15 gigabytes, 10 from Box, and none from Amazon Cloud Drive, but there's an asterisk note, which you ought to go read. And can you earn extra free storage? And if that's not enough, how much are you going to have to pay? Like $2 a month for 50 gigabytes on OneDrive and $2 a month for 100 gigabytes, or $10 a month for a terabyte on Google Drive. I found this by Googling the cloud - how much will it cost? But if you don't have any luck finding that, here is a tiny URL that will go directly there. I think that covers it. I've given you some information about what is the cloud and why you should care about it and how you might use it. And then I've given you ways to find out how much stuff you are storing now, in what categories, and how much is, and then I've found a place for you that says how much is free. And if that's not enough, how much will it cost? Only you can decide whether you're going to use the cloud for everything that it can provide, and if so, how much you're going to put there, and how much you're going to continue to put on your computer or on drive 1, drive 2, or drive 3 that you might have attached to your computer. That works very well for some people. The cloud has the distinct advantage of, if your house burns down and all your computers are gone and all your storage devices are gone, and you were storing your stuff in the cloud, it's still there.